Hello and a warm welcome to News Across Nigeria, where we tell you what's happening in your neck of the woods across the country. I'm Olumide Macaulay. Coming up on the program, President Muhammadu Buhari is on a one-day official visit to Adamawa State. Operation Cat Race set to take off in Benue State as the Chief of Army Staff meets Governor Samuel Otom. And a warning from the Department of Petroleum Resources to marketers to stop hoarding fuel. Thanks again for joining us. The President is on a one-day official visit to Yola, the Adamawa State capital. President Muhammadu Buhari was received at the Yola International Airport by the governors of Adamawa, Bauchi, and Kaduna states. He's expected to attend an anti-corruption summit being organized by the Adamawa state government. He's also expected to commission some projects that were executed by the state government. The president left for Adamawa from Daura, Katsina State, where he had been on a private visit. To Operation Cat Race, the military exercise aimed at curbing conflicts and other criminal activities in the north-central part of the country, set to take off today in Benue State. Ahead of the formal inauguration of the operation, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai, has visited Governor Samuel Otom at the Government House in Makurdi, the state capital. According to General Buratai, the exercise is aimed at familiarizing the army with the terrain and the peculiar security challenges of the area. The scene of the launch, which is in Wajimba in Guma local government area, has witnessed a spate of attacks by suspected herdsmen operating along the Benue-Nasarawa border. Hope Interactive, a non-governmental organization, is currently engaging 100 youth in building and strengthening peace in Gaidam local government area of Yobe State. That's in the northeastern part of the country. Drawn from each of the 11 wards of the area, the youth were engaged in peaceful dialogue, community work and enlightenment against drug addiction towards sustaining the peace being enjoyed across the state and the northeast zone of the country.
It's a walk meant to sensitize youth in Yobe State on the need to maintain peace at all times and also sustain the cordial relationship already enjoyed by everyone in the state. But it's not all about the peace campaign. The group is also campaigning on the need to inculcate the attitude of working together in a communal setting and also ensuring that a cleaner environment is maintained. The selected youth, in company of other volunteers, also visited a popular drug shrine in Gaidam town, where they enlightened the youth on the dangers of sales and consumption of illicit drugs.
I asked them whether I can give them the lectures in English, but they said no. They prepared Hausa, and I gave them in Hausa, and they were so much impressed. That was why they now came up that yes, some said they've just started it not quite long, but they don't want to continue.
And after the sensitization walk, organizers of the walk resumed for this interactive session with traditional leaders, local government officials and other stakeholders on how best to counter violent extremism.
What we do precisely is try to see how we can change the thinking pattern of young people from what they have been doing, the wrong perceptions they have, into having the right kind of mindset or the productive mindset. So the project is aimed toward educating them to know who they are and their responsibilities in the society.
The chairman, Gaidam local government area, Molima Idimato, and the district head of the area, Zana Nur, praised Hope Interactive for organizing the session, saying it will go a long way in not just strengthening peace in the area, but the entire state and the country at large.
We are urging them to believe on themselves, to avoid drugs, to avoid taking unwholesome drugs, so that they will maintain their sanity, they will maintain their brain, so that they will not go astray.
The people here hope further submissions from this interactive session and the campaign in general will yield the desired results, ushering the needed peace among the people in the Northeast region.
To road transportation, the Federal Road Safety Corps has been taking stock of its performance 30 years after it was established, after years of publishing heart-breaking statistics involving road fatalities. The leadership of the FRSC believes there's an urgent need for federal and state governments to fix deplorable roads across the country. This is reiterated by the former Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Yola, who says the government should act fast and help reduce the spate of road accidents.
Established in 1988, the Federal Road Safety Commission (FRSC) became a government agency with the sole responsibility of reducing crashes by ensuring safety on the roads. 30 years after, participants at this conference in Abuja praised the performance of the commission since its establishment, as well as make recommendations on what need to be done to reduce road crashes.
If we have good roads, we have sensible drivers, we have good cars and vehicles, the accident will reduce by more than 50%. And I'm appealing through the Secretary to the Government of the Federation for the federal government to speed up renovation, rehabilitation of our roads.
Initially, we posited that we pull out from the state roads. But the end of the year patrol for 2017-2018, more crashes occurred in urban areas where we have disengaged somehow. So we are reviewing this, that we cannot fully leave the urban areas, because for end of the year patrol, about 60% of the crashes that resulted in the high fatalities occurred in urban areas. So we need to train the state traffic management agencies properly.
From over 40,000 road crashes recorded at the time of its establishment in 1988, the Federal Road Safety Corps has reduced road crashes to 4,418 in 2017. Hence, the government assures the Corps of more support.
I wish to assure our fellow citizens and stakeholders at the international level that the Nigerian government remains committed to empowering the Federal Road Safety Commission to fulfill its statutory responsibility of reducing the rate and the fatalities of road traffic crashes to the barest in line with the global campaign.
Although the FRSC has achieved a great feat in reducing crashes on the roads, much work still needs to be done in order to realize the United Nations target of reducing fatality from road crashes by 50% by the year 2020.
In the northwestern part of the country, the Kaduna State government has explained the reason behind the demolition of the building housing the secretariat of the new faction of the Kaduna State All Progressives Congress. According to the Director General of the Kaduna State Geographical Information Service, Ibrahim Hussaini, the building was pulled down for flagrant violation of the land use law and non-payment of ground rent since 2010. Mr. Hussaini says the owner of the building had earlier been duly served a notice of revocation of certificates of occupancy. However, the APC faction has accused the Kaduna State government of sponsoring the demolition, describing it as a deliberate ploy of terror.
The situation and the environment speaks for itself. There have been series of attempts by government-sponsored talks to run down this building in the past few days. And in particular, at about the hours of 12 a.m. and 2 p.m. of today, there were over 5 attempts by talks to burn down the premises. There are rules and there are procedures. By the Land Use Act, the correct procedure is that if there's an abridgment of the land use policy, you give a 30 days notice. There was no notice, there was no warning. We just woke up in the early hours and I received a call about 4 a.m. by people who are here to intimate me about what is happening at the APC headquarters, and I came down to find just as what you could see on the ground.